Hey, what's up, folks? How's everyone doing? Welcome to the stream. How's it going for everyone? Hope you guys are ready for some training. Gonna be doing, I think some tough stuff today. It's gonna be pretty tricky. I think we'll see. I'm gonna be solving some new puzzles today. Some puzzles assigned by a new coach. He said they're very tough, but well, the idea is to work on my calculation and try to be as sharp and concrete as possible. But he told me these are like GM level puzzles, so he warned me. And now I'm warning you guys that this could be really hard. I honestly don't know. That's why I'm doing this. I haven't tried any of these puzzles yet, so I have no idea. Maybe they won't be that hard. We'll see. Um, but yeah, I think for now the coach will stay anonymous because I don't know. I'm not sure if that information is smart to reveal. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know these days. I don't know a lot of things, but that's okay. Anyways, let me get the first one ready. And I'm actually not going to be checking these when I saw them. I'm just going to be figuring out my own thoughts, kind of what I think the solution is, and then writing it down, like inputting it on the board. And then I'm just going to send that over to the coach because I don't even want to check with the engine really. Because the engine won't even tell me if I saw all the critical lines. So I'd rather just send it to the coach and let him judge it without any uh, without any input from the engine whatsoever. Which I think is the way to do it. Because sometimes, like, as I coach also, and sometimes when I give a student a puzzle, I want them to try to solve it. I want to see what their thought process is like. If they, okay, try to solve it, let's say get it wrong, check with the engine, then I'm not able to like kind of analyze it with them later because they already kind of like looked at the answer. And maybe, like I can give them a hint or give them like another try next time, but that's kind of gone. Um, so it should go without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. Please don't input any engine lines into the chat. I'd be happy to give you guys the fen of the puzzle if you want it for yourself. I'm fine with that. But if you are going to check with the engine, please just like don't mention any engine lines or evals in the chat whatsoever. Even a comment like, "Oh wow, the move is really surprising." No, please don't. Please, nothing like that. But yeah, human lines, of course, you guys are more than welcome to analyze along with me. So while we're solving, I'll probably not interact with chat too much, um, or at least I'll solve on my own for like the first, you know, 10 minutes or so, and then we can kind of, once I get my thoughts down, then we can kind of analyze together. Yeah. I mean, of course, that's why I'm streaming it. If I didn't want you guys to have to try as well, then obviously I wouldn't be broadcasting the position to thousands and thousands of people. Okay, let me put it on the board here. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna make a note because I'm sure people are gonna come in. And, sometimes people are new and they just don't really understand the problem. Well, Ines, thanks for subbing. But I need to add a very clear warning, I think. I think it can be bigger. Okay. I think that should do it. I think that should be pretty clear. If anyone misunderstands this, it's willful. Absolutely willful on them. Oh, Oinus is asked if the mic is different. No, not really. I've been using this one for um a couple months now. Hmm. Oh. No, you guys are right. Thank you. Yeah, the mic was different. Normally it stays the same. I have no idea why it changed, but you guys were right. It was a different mic. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, yeah. I appreciate that. That's cool, cross online. I think that's a great exercise. In fact, actually, part of my new homework from my coach, in addition to these puzzles, is he sent me two games to analyze by hand. Actually, similar to what I did the other day with the tall Geller game. I think basically the same exact process, like analyze the game, and then for those, he told me I can check against an engine to see how I did. And then he also sent me one game for guess the move style analysis. Normally, I don't love guess the move. Obviously, I'm still gonna do it, and maybe I'll invite David or someone to do it with me, because that would be, I think, more fun. Normally, I don't like guess the move because I mean, I think it's instructive in like a class setting, or if like a coach is doing it with you. I think it's really hard to do it on your own though, because it's like you just don't really know what you're looking for every move, right? And it's like, I don't know, I think it's so easy to get so messed up. Like one move, you see like an interesting tactical idea, and then you spend like 20 minutes thinking and like calculating, and then that's your move. And then no, they just make like some quiet move like King H8, and no, it's like, oh, I just wanted to improve my position first. And then you're like, oh, okay, I guess so we're improving our position. And so then the next move you think for like 3 minutes, and you're like, okay, maybe I'll just go like rook e8 or h6, some quiet move. And then it's like, no, bishop takes h2 double exclam. And it's like, and here I found like the tactical, and you're like, what? What was I supposed? And so it's just like, the only way to do it is to just treat every moment like it could be a possible critical moment. But then of course it takes a lot of time, because like, I mean, I think like 3 to 6 minutes is a great amount of time to do it. But of course that's not enough time if it's like a serious moment and you have to spend a lot of time calculating. So that's why if I'm on my own, I would rather than trying to like guess the move, I'd rather just go through the game and then analyze it on my own. Just like try to, seeing the moves, because you can play a position so many different ways, and it's like you can often guess a wrong move that's still totally reasonable and totally fine. Um, but yeah, that's why I kind of like just prefer analysis. I think it's because then you can see the game, you can see where the critical moments are, and then you can kind of more efficiently devote your time to the positions that you know are critical. You can just clearly see like, okay, this was a critical point where like white had a number of like nice options, and like this was a place where black made a mistake. Definitely I can analyze here. Whereas yeah, if you're just playing guess the move, then I don't know, it's tough. But when you're doing it with a coach, then I think it's actually a lot of fun, because the coach can kind of like guide you and help you if you're like completely in the wrong direction, and can help you a little bit in terms of like what you're supposed to be looking for. Yeah. But also doing stuff with a training partner is um
It's fun. Linus, what the hell is that? What is this? There, chat. We have one rule for this stream. One rule. Um, Seth. Yeah. So Seth, that's what I was saying. I don't know actually when you sent that chat. But yeah, I like for me. I think that's a better exercise, as if I'm doing it alone. Is just to go through a game that you know is going to be pretty interesting, and then just try to analyze it by yourself, and then compare your notes to to the book, and then the engine as well, if they don't cover it. But okay, let's get started. Let's do it. I'm a little nervous because I don't know, it might be super hard. But I think they're gonna be solvable. I think we'll at least get somewhere. We'll see though. Okay, so it's white to play. I'm not really sure if we're looking for like a forced win or whatever. I think these positions are going to be pretty straightforward. Like there's going to be a clear best continuation, whether it's to get an advantage or like completely winning advantage or to find the only saving move. I'm not really sure what it's going to be like, but I think there is going to be a clear solution to all of these puzzles. So, okay, guys, I'll think for a few minutes, kind of silently or not really saying too much, and then I'll check in with the chat in a little bit. And if anything dramatic happens, you guys just let me know. Okay, I guess first thing I always do is I just kind of look at the relative king safety. And when I was like copying the position in like in the first second, like okay, of course I'm very much drawn to like knight takes a6 type of idea. In rook e7. But before I calculate all that, I kind of just want to make sure. I think okay, yeah, material looks equal. Like okay, black has two bishops, but I don't think that matters too much if it's a tactical exercise. And it seems also kind of important that the h2 square is covered. Black is not threatening knight h3 check, knight e2 check, followed by queen h2. So we don't really have to worry about that. In fact, if it was black to play, I guess their main threat would be h3. Which does look super scary. So it does feel like we have to be pretty quick here. So knight takes a6 is definitely just has to be like the first candidate for me because it feels like the most forcing move. And on h3 we can take on c7 with check. So I'm gonna imagine that's winning for white for now, but who knows? Yeah, knight takes c7, bishop c7, rook takes f4, and I don't think we're ever getting mated there. Black is down the queen. Okay, so knight a6. I'm just gonna try to start calculating this and figuring this out. There's also rook e7 I want to keep in mind. So knight a6, black is taking. Then we can go rook e7 in this position, but feels a little bit weaker because of rook d7. So let's just say we take twice on a6. Black has a choice between bishop a7 and queen a7. Okay, let's say bishop a7. Rook e7, rook d7. Rook e8 check. Can take, go. rook d8. But then rook takes d8, queen takes d8, queen takes c6 check, king v8, rook e8. White wins. Okay, so rook e7, rook d7. There's also bishop d7 I have to keep in mind, but that feels a little bit more passive, and I can go like bishop f5 there or something, but rook e7, rook d7, rook e8 check. Black can go rook d8 back. And then second rook to e, like rook 1 e7. Queen b6. Don't see anything super obvious there. Rook a7, queen a7, queen takes c6 check, queen b7. Queen a4 check, king b8. I think it runs out. Okay, yeah, I feel like I have to back up. Probably going. So, problem is rook e7 to start is also super tempting. That's a problem because both options are very, very tempting. Rook e7 and knight takes a6. So I'm not really sure where to spend my time, but I feel like I should try to finish knight takes a6 first. Takes, bishop a7. I mean, there's also quiet moves there, like bishop a4. Oh, you know, I should really consider not bishop a4, but actually just rook takes f4. That's actually a very forcing move there. So knight a6 takes queen a6, bishop a7, rook takes f4. Now I'm up 2 pawns, so queen takes f4, black is up rook. We have queen takes c6 check, king b8. And I was thinking bishop e4 here. You can also go queen b5 check. I don't know. Let's say bishop e4. So we're threatening mate of queen c7. We have queen a8 mate. Okay, bishop c8. Oh, but then we have simple queen a8 check, king c7, queen takes a7. And then we have like, we're down in exchange for like a million, like we're up material there. We have a million pawns. Okay, let me check this. Knight takes, bishop a7, rook takes f4. Queen f4 takes, king b8, bishop e4. With insane threats on the diagonal. Yeah, best I can see there is bishop c8, not to get mated, but then queen a8, queen takes a7. I mean, we're just picking up so much material. Okay, so knight a6 takes. If queen a7, then queen takes c6, queen b7. I mean, it's a lot of pawns. Like, I'm not even sure the endgame is that bad for white, but it feels like there should be more. Thinking about like g3 ideas at the end, but there's always knight h3 check, so it doesn't feel super promising to me. course, we have draw by perpetual, but I think we're probably looking for more than that. At least our position feels pretty promising. Hmm. Yeah, a tough one. I mean, okay, let's take a look at rook e7 because I don't know. I'll have to just come back to this because I'm really kind of stuck. So rook e7. I mean, if black doesn't want to lose the b7 pawn, has to play like bishop d7, it seems. Although this is also where I start to really fear h3 stuff, like rook e7, h3. And let's say rook takes c7, h takes g2. Knight g3, bishop f3. And what's white's move? Rook h1 is a pretty serious threat. Okay, well at least we have a concrete reason to reject rook e7 because that's nice as well. Rook e7 h3. All right, we can look at g3, but g3 feels super weakening. h2 check. King h1, bishop f3 is mate, so I have to take. Knight takes h2. Rook takes h2, rook takes c7, bishop f3. Feels like mate. Also, rook dh8 might be good enough too, but bishop f3 really feels like GG. Because threatening rook h1, and if king takes, then we have mate with checks. Rook h8 check, bishop h7, rook takes h7, king g1, rook h1. So my feeling is rook e7. Like if this was a game, rook e7, h3, I'm already like, I already rejected, I think. But since it's a puzzle, you know, I don't really know. I don't want to like just discard it without having really clear reasons. Because if rook e7, black is forced to play bishop d7, then that's very tempting. Bishop f5, rook takes g7. I mean, lots of moves there. But rook e7, h3, that's a real problem. gh3, yeah, just knight takes. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, so g3, and then on g3, even if black doesn't want to like sack, you can go h2, knight takes h2, knight h3 check, king g2. And I would be also nervous about that position. Knight f4 check. That looks super scary. Okay, there is rook e7, h3, knight takes a6. Because ba6, queen a6, that wins for white. So rook e7, h3, knight takes a6. H takes G2. Okay. Knight takes C7 check. Bishop takes C7. White has no mate. And it would appear that we're the ones getting mated. F3? I don't know. Is there a mate for black there? Yeah. Rook H1 check, King F2, G1 equals queen. Checkmate. Dang. Okay. But I mean, if we can rule out Rook E7, it would make me feel much better about Knight takes A6. I also want to take a quick look to see if I'm, because maybe I can also start with like Rook takes F4. Maybe this is possible. Kind of like a move order thing. Because if I go Rook takes F4, Queen takes F4, Knight takes A6, if B8, Queen A6, we transpose to the line that we wanted, where black is forced to go to block with the bishop, bishop A7. So take, Knight A6, take, Queen takes, bishop A7, and then we have our same line. Queen takes C6, King B8, bishop E4. Huh. So this puzzle might not be super complicated, actually. Okay, there is still questions, because after Rook F4, Queen F4, Knight A6, black, of course, can play H3 in this position. Actually might be kind of a serious problem. Yeah. I don't know. It feels really close. Rook takes F4, Queen F4, Knight takes A6, H3, Rook E4. Actually, it can also go Queen A4. Maybe Queen A4 is better. Threatening Knight C7 checkmate. Queen A4, B5, Knight C7, King B7. Knight takes B5. Okay, we'll come back to that. My other idea was Rook F4, Queen F4, Knight A6, H3, Rook E4. But then maybe Queen C1 is an unpleasant move, actually. Threatening H2 and Queen takes F1. No, Knight is defended, actually. Hold on. So that's not so scary. So maybe I can just go like Rook takes G4 there. But it doesn't feel super clear. Queen takes C2. Yeah, I don't know. Hard to say. Rook F4, Queen F4, Knight A6, H3, Queen A4, B5 looks like the move. I mean, there's also like Bishop A7. Bishop A7 is kind of annoying. It just feels very unclear, all of it. So Bishop A7, Rook E7. No, Rook E7 doesn't really do much. Holy moly. Okay. Next option, knight takes a6 first, ba, then rook takes f4. So knight a6, forcing black to take, then rook takes f4, forcing black to take this way, then queen takes a6. I get my line, bishop a7, queen takes c6, king b8, bishop e4. Then I think we're done. It also feels very, very puzzly. I can kind of understand it. So knight a6. Queen's hanging with check. You got to take. And then rook f4. Piece up, bishop, or, pawn up, threatening queen takes a6, threatening rook takes g4. Got to take back, then queen a6, bishop a7, queen c6, bishop e4. We already calculated that line. We're not going to recalculate it. Okay, I think I'm done. So let me input my notes here, and then we'll check in with chat. So this is going to be the main line. And at this point, I'm committed to what I've said. So if I notice something or I see something, it's too late because now we're moving the pieces. So I have my answer. This one, and if we got it wrong, so be it. But this was our main line. And I stopped calculating here. I refused. I think white is just totally winning. I still stand by that for this position. But maybe there's maybe there was something else. Anyway. So I also want to say this one. Let me just input my notes first, guys, and then we can go back and look at anything you guys want. So this one I didn't like because of h3. And if takes here, I said that was no bueno. And if this one, then I think I said this anyway, takes, and okay, f3, rook h1, and g1. That was the mate we found. And I think on other moves, I was just thinking like knight g3, bishop f3 again. I don't know. I didn't really check this too carefully just because to me it just looked so dangerous. And then this one, I didn't like h2. But I'm putting this in case rook e7 was the move. I just want to show like why I didn't like it. And then this one really scared me. Takes and here. I'd be fascinated if there was a defense for white, but I didn't see one. Okay. So knight a6 takes. So queen takes a6. I didn't like this. This position to me felt unclear. Because I don't know, the endgame just didn't seem super obvious to me. Although, just because black's counterplay is still coming with h3. And I also considered like to give this check and play queen c4, like just to keep the queens on, but like rook c8 bothered me, and I just couldn't really find the good square for the queen here. So ultimately I felt this was kind of unclear. And I'll mark it as such. Okay, so takes, rook f4. Oh, and then also I should mention that I didn't like this one because of h3, queen a4, like bishop a7 actually I think was even more solid than b5. Let's see, did I forget anything? I think that's pretty much the main points. I'm happy that I at least have some conclusion, even if it's wrong. At least we know what we would play in a game. All right. So let's see what we got. Oh, David, you liked rook e7. Okay, I did look at rook e7, but I think I stopped after bishop d7. But what did you want there? Rook takes d7? Oh, I see, I see. But you're saying, oh, right, sorry. This one. But I thought you were saying this is winning for white? Oh. Oh, I misread what you wrote when you wrote I think queen a6 is right. You mean in this line. You're thinking about this one here. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I guess my feeling was that white is doing well there. I definitely underestimated this rook e7, but I'm not going to include it in my answer because I wasn't thinking this as my main line. Right. Yeah, this felt very, very clean to me. Um, okay. So let me back up. If you guys had questions about the position, feel free to ask me, or if someone wants the fen, let me know. Sorry, Buttercup Girl. I actually wasn't even reading chat for the last 10 minutes. So I feel like you're responding to stuff I was saying. I was just trying to calculate out loud so people could follow what I was thinking. So I apologize. So I just wasn't following the chat. Because I'm trying to solve these on my own. If I'm following the chat, then you guys are pretty strong, right? So you guys are gonna be suggesting ideas that I haven't seen yet, and that's not really great training for this, right? I'm trying to solve it all on my own. Yeah, rook e7 h3 I thought was good for black. Yeah, at least I didn't see a defense here for white. Yeah, in fact, I'll just put minus plus. And then this one, I thought, I don't know if it's like winning for black or like much better, but I didn't like it. That was a minus plus. Winning for black. Okay. All right, let me save this one. Hold on, I need to delete this move. All right, one down. Yeah, rook e7, h3, knight a6. Yeah, I was thinking this anyway. And knight c7, bishop c7. And yeah, I just couldn't find anything here for white because rook h1 is a huge threat, and yeah, bishop f3 if needed. Yeah, yeah. Beautiful puzzle for black, this one. Okay, if there are no more questions, I'm going to go to the next one. Wiki Pete, these are just puzzles that were sent to me by a coach that are for mainly for calculation. So yeah, let me get the next one in here. Oh, knight h2, bishop f3. That is nice. But then h2 black probably can also like take. But I like bishop. Bishop f3 is very clean. I also like takes. Although it's not as clean. King takes, check, king g3. Okay, still gotta find some meat there. Yeah, that's fine. Please keep this in mind. This right here under the yeah. I don't really. It's all good. That's the point. If I was as good as Stockfish, my rating would be much higher, right? Much, much higher. So I think that's not crazy actually that the engine finds better moves than humans. Queen e6? It's hard to say because like, yeah, because Black's knight is always on f4. So that would be really tough. Okay, next one. White to play. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's right because like there is also there's bishop on c7, so you have to keep in mind when black is playing like knight takes e6, then knight on h2 will be hanging to the bishop on. So I think the whole thing is just, yeah, white just gets mated there. Okay, I'm gonna be shutting down chat, but David's in the chat and I'm sure he can help folks analyze. But I'll just kind of think aloud for a bit and then check in with you guys later on. So white to play. Again, we're not really sure what we're looking for, right? We're down material here, so we could just be looking for a way to equalize. I don't really know, but yeah, clearly very sharp position. So candidate moves here include bishop takes e7, bishop takes f7, queen f7, I guess, but that doesn't seem to work. Queen d2 also, some move like this is for sure a candidate. Queen f3 as well, maybe could be an idea, just to keep in touch with f7. But not really sure. A lot of moves. I'm just going to start with bishop takes e7. Bishop takes queen. All right, ef4. And we're still down the exchange, so unless we have something extremely good with rook f6, not really buying it. Rook f6, bishop e6. Yeah, black is fine. Probably more than fine there. So let's see, bishop takes f7, queen f7 also doesn't seem to promise much. Queen f7 also, queen takes f7. Doesn't look great. So we had queen f3 also, and queen d2 as some possible candidate moves. And maybe queen h4 as well, because queen takes d6, bishop takes f7. Could be possible. I'm just curious about that. Let me look at that. Queen h4 takes bishop f7, king takes queen h7, king e8. Queen g8 check, queen f8, queen takes g6, queen f7. No, I don't think there's enough there for white. It's kind of a shame. It looked super nice at first, but doesn't seem to work. Yeah, real shame. Okay, so queen f3, queen takes g5, queen takes f7, king h8 is also not really clear, right? Rook takes d7. I mean, we have some nice compensation there for the exchange, but rook c1 check, king h2, queen f4, takes. I don't know if white's better there. I don't feel like white is worse, though. Okay, but on rook takes d7, black can also go rook takes, queen c1 check, king h2, queen f4 check. So their minimum, yeah, minimum black gets a draw if they want it. They can also just play for more, quite possibly. So, in fact, yeah, like rook c8 or something at the end. Okay, so that's out. That's not working. So queen f3, queen g5, queen f7, king h8. taking one last look there, like some h4 or something, like trying to get the queen off of the f6 square. There's always rook c1, very unpleasant move. Yeah, not really seeing it. Still feels like there could be something there, but no, not really sure. Okay, queen d2. I also wanted to check. Queen d2. What can black play? I think left to queen e8 or queen f8. No, but queen f8, rook takes d7. So queen e8, only move. Then bishop f6. And, I mean, what are we threatening exactly there? Queen d2, queen e8, bishop f6. This is tough. I don't really see if we have like a threat. I mean, it looks like super nice compensation again, but I don't understand. Queen h6, queen f8, black is always playing. And where's we can take and go bishop takes e5, like maybe we're now worse there, but I don't know for better. So let's see what else could we be looking at here? Tough one. Okay, new idea. Queen h4, queen takes d6, bishop e7. New idea has entered the arena. Rook c1 check, king h2, no follow-up. The point is queen goes somewhere, queen c6. And then actually, bishop f7 was going to be stronger, but no, black keeps an eye on f6. Yeah, that doesn't seem to do much. Okay, that's going to go in the never mind pile. Hmm. I didn't consider rook takes g6 check. Totally blanked on this move. HG, queen h4. Queen f8, bishop f6. GG. Yeah, I totally missed this idea, man. Feels like a pretty big candidate move. Takes, queen h4. Queen f8, bishop f6, queen g7. Takes, queen e7. I mean, looks better for white. Queen e7, actually, yeah, it's huge. There's not even that many variations here, to be honest. Just really just like one idea you have to spot. But okay, we found it, so GG. I guess it's important that on queen h4 there's no queen d6, bishop f6, queen d1 check, because we can just take, otherwise it's queen h5. Be defending. Queen c5, bishop f6. Oh wait, queen c5, bishop f6, there's queen c1, queen f4, and white resigns. So queen c5, or queen a3, also possible. We're not out of the woods yet. I mean, there's queen h6, rook c6. Yeah, I don't know if this is so clear. We also have moves like king h2 maybe, but no, actually that's not so dumb. So take, queen h4, queen c5, king h2. Where does black play? Next move, we're going bishop. Yeah, rook c6 maybe. Oh wait, hold on. I keep forgetting. I can look for I keep forgetting if the queen's not on d6 and bishop f7 is much more serious. So queen h takes, queen h4. If queen c5, then we're going bishop f7. King takes, queen h7 check. King f8 probably. If king e8, then queen takes g6. King f8. Not so easy. King e6, queen takes g6 is a nice mate, but king e8 or king f8 is kind of a problem. No, so bishop f7 might not be so clear. Tough one. Usual. I mean, of course, we have the draw there. It's just not really sure if we have enough time for some kind of vicious quiet move. Yeah, but I don't see the mate there. So I don't know. Dang, takes g6 feels so close. But I can't seem to make it work, unfortunately. Queen c5. King h2, rook c6. Back to this one. Hmm. I mean, if this was a game, I think I'm playing queen d2, and just continuing the. Probably, I would already play queen d2 a while ago to conserve time. But yeah, just not seeing a clear answer here, unfortunately. I also looked at not sure I said this out loud, but I also looked at queen f3, queen takes g5, queen takes f7, king h8, g3, with idea to go h4 and try to get queen f6 mate. But the problem is on h4, black still has queen d8, so I'm not really feeling white's attack here down the rook. Maybe black just goes like queen d8 immediately. And then what's white doing there? It's super unclear to me. I don't know. Bishop e6. Very hard to judge that for me. Yeah. Dang, tough one. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I also just don't want to give up. I just feel like I haven't fully explored the position. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna have to call it on this one. I should input some thoughts though. Okay. Shame. Because like I'm pretty sure I'm missing the solution. I feel like for these you kind of know if you got it right or not. So if you don't like feel like you got it, then chances are you really didn't. Um Ooh. Yeah, man, maybe just missing some simple idea that I'm not seeing. I'm not sure. Will be nice to find out though eventually. Okay, so we're saying queen d2. Black had to go queen e8 here. And I feel like white has decent compensation. I don't even know what move white makes. I'm just gonna say it's good compensation for white. Do we have this here? I don't think we have this. I'll just put plus equals. And then I'll just say all the stuff I didn't like. So this one for me was queen c5. And then king h2, rook c6 was the problem. I just couldn't figure it out here. Looked at bishop d5, rook c8. I don't know, nothing really seemed to work. Okay, this one there's check and check. And then I also glanced at this one as well. Because sometimes this is the thing, you know, the key thing, but this one doesn't work either, unfortunately. But I did check that. Then let's see, I also looked at this one. Take, and then I didn't like this because of just takes. Check. Should have miscalculated this one. I thought black would have rook c8, but there's no rook c8. But anyway, black has the perpetual if they want. Okay, bishop f7. I didn't think it was too serious, but I also checked this, which maybe I'll put as my not my main line, but my mainer line. Because this one I felt like is at least an idea for white, or it's not so clear what black is doing. White wants to go like h4, h5, like rook h6. Like, I don't know. I think it's scary, I think. But here, I don't know, I just couldn't quite make it work. Let's just say queen d8. And then like trying to go queen f8. I think I was thinking like rook c here. I'm not really sure, but that's, I don't know. Ultimately I didn't like the line, so that's that. What else? Okay, here I essentially stopped calculating after this. This. Takes minimum. Let's see what else. I think that's it. I'm not going to include bishop f7 or queen f7 because there's not really much point there. Oh, and then okay, also looked at this one and couldn't find a win here for whites. And then I also looked at it in this version as well. And at first was very excited, but then realized there's actually no mate here either. At least not one that I could find. I'm realizing maybe I stopped too short here. Check, check. I don't think I like that bishop g5. It's kind of a shame. I don't know if it's enough. King d6. Still not enough here. It takes bishop e6. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. There's also this one that I didn't like. Although this is probably similar. But yeah, I didn't really see... whoops. I didn't really see what to do here. I'm not sure if I fully exhausted this. Right, because I was also looking at like this one and like bishop f6 here. And then I was thinking bishop e6 kind of covers everything. Was I looking at anything else? I think so. Okay, anyway, so that's kind of where I landed. Sorry guys if I took a while. Oh yeah, running the chat. Okay, good thing I wasn't following the chat. So I'm done. I'm gonna download my analysis. I'll send that to my coach. But where did you guys land? Did I miss something? Or any way that white can win here? Not that we found. Let's go. Hey, maybe this is one of David's special "there's no answer" puzzles. And so if I submit queen d2 and I think white is okay, like GG. Ray wanted queen d2. Wow, that's a big compliment for me. Okay, great. By the way, I missed it, but did Dripman actually solve the previous one? I followed the chat a little, like I went back a little bit later. But if that's the case, then nice job. Because that was a pretty tough puzzle, I thought. Nice, nice. Okay, so yeah, queen d2, queen e8, and okay, I don't even know what move I wanted to play here. I mean, bishop f6 was my first thought, but then I'm like, I don't know what white's threat is. so like, I don't know. I didn't even think like, oh, what happens on bishop e6, because I don't even know what my next move is necessarily. But yeah, I mean, I'm probably will be meeting with the coach on Thursday, and then my guess is we'll review these. But if you guys want the Fen and you want to check the answer, with the engine for yourself, you're more than welcome to. I dropped it in the chat, but just don't let me know, or don't write it in the chat, or any comments like, "Oh wow, engine finds amazing." None of that. None of that. Yeah. Right. This one. This does make sense. Yeah. So bishop takes fe and bishop takes e5. Yeah. And I think I would rather take white in that position. Like if you ask me who, you have to play one side here. I think I just take white every time, especially because like king is safe on h2 and So many weaknesses. I wouldn't be surprised if white is like much, much better. Hmm. Oh, h4 here. And this one, take h5. Also looks annoying, although I wouldn't be sure after takes and queen g6 what to do exactly. Although there's maybe rook d8 check, yeah? So never mind. There's no queen g6. So just like bishop f6 here. Queen g6, rook d8. King f7. Just take the rook. Bishop h6 here. Yeah, feels nice for white. You have the d file and like no obvious counterplay for black. Yeah, not a super clear position, but I feel like I would take white here. Okay, let's do one more because these are pretty challenging. Oh, sorry, David, I didn't see your message, but I think I'm just gonna be on for a little bit longer. But we should do more training in the future. Okay, number 3, white to play. Yeah, these are tough. I will shut down the chat so you guys can say whatever you want, but as usual, no engines. So yeah, immediately I find this puzzle very difficult because we're in check. And king h2 seems like the obvious move, but there's probably more to it. The nice thing is that we're in check, which means we actually only have like 5 legal moves to choose from. King h2, knight b1, queen c1, queen d1, queen e1. Okay, queen d1, queen e1 we can eliminate. Knight b1 makes no sense. Rook takes b1, queen takes a6. So we're left with queen c1 and king h2. 50-50. We're up a piece. So queen c1 is very logical because it wants to force a queen trade. And on king h2, feels like black has rook takes a3. And black wins back their piece. So king h2, rook takes a3, takes, and I don't know if white's losing there or not, but probably not losing, but it really doesn't feel like we can be better there. In any reality, like queen b3, black can go after the d pawn. So we need to refute queen c1, I think, because right now queen c1 feels like we're staying a piece up. So d2, bishop takes d2. I mean, rook b1, knight takes b1. I don't see Queen takes. I don't I don't see the point. Um, this is really confusing. Queen c1. What is black doing? Takes, takes. Like bishop on f8 is so passive. Like I don't understand the danger. I'm not sensing any danger, which is a problem because I feel like there's some danger, but I don't know. I'm not feeling any danger. I just want to go queen c1. There's got to be something I'm missing. Queen c1, queen a2. Okay, I mean, game continues. Queen a2, I'll go rook a8. Then my next move will be queen c8, right? And I think that should win for white. So queen c1. I'm not seeing it, boss. That's what I'd be saying to my opponent during the game. I'm not seeing it, boss. Queen c1. Now, if black could play rook b3 to d1 check, that would be really annoying. But I don't see that. I don't see that happening. I don't know. It's a problem because I feel like if you're missing the point of the puzzle, then you're definitely missing something quite serious. Yeah, that's the problem. I just don't see black's compensation after queen c1 if they don't find something really forcing and direct. It's like queen e5 or something, like rook a8 again, or knight c4, queen takes d5, knight d2. I mean, I have to believe white is much much better there with the knight on d2 blockading the pawn. So yeah, not really sure what else to calculate, but it's not fun not really knowing what you're missing. Okay, well, I don't know. I'm gonna play queen c1. I think it's touch move, so I have to be really careful. Once I touch that piece, I mean the analysis is done. Anything I find after that is doesn't count. So I have to be really careful before clicking on the queen. Guys, I just don't see it. Like d2, bishop takes d2, like takes, b1 square is covered. Even if it wasn't so, why we give back our extra piece? We're still up a pawn. Oh man. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. Queen c1. If it's a blunder, so be it. And I don't know, queen a2, rook a8. I'm gonna say that's plus minus. I don't even know what black plays. Queen e5, I was thinking, well, either rook a8 or knight c4. I think I'll just put this one. This is the one I felt fine about. And then I guess I'll mention why I didn't like king h2, because of rook takes a3. And I thought white is slightly worse. Did I miss anything else? Yeah, I don't think any other move is really worth mentioning. Okay, I think I'm done. So, what do you guys think? Hey, Wolfgang, thanks for the donation. What do you mean by drawing out positions? Actually, I'm not really clear on that. And when you say when taking notes, like when taking notes on a video or a book, or taking notes on what? Or you mean like taking notation of like a game you're playing? Oh, king h2, rook takes a3, bishop d4. I definitely missed that, and I definitely missed queen c1, takes, rook b2. I see. Yeah, okay, so I think I probably blew this puzzle completely, which is fine. That's fine. That's useful for my coach to know that I got this one completely wrong. But that makes sense though. King h2 takes bishop d4. Wow, so tricky. Both lines too, they have these like cute tricks. Wow, bishop d4, man. I don't think I've even seen that before. Oh, so Wolfgang, you were talking about sketching out the board and notes on main lines right now. So if you're talking about taking notes on like studying openings and trying to remember that, no good. I feel like I have to ask you the IT question. Like, what are you trying to do? If you're trying to memorize opening lines, nip that in the bud right now. Like, yeah, you can draw the board if you want, like, if you feel like that's helpful, but definitely don't be, try not to be interested in trying to remember opening lines, because it's just not gonna help that much at all, really, I think, for most players. Yeah, I understand, Excella. Isn't that the whole point of the puzzles finding engine line? No, actually, puzzles have existed long before engines. So imagine what would be the point of the puzzle if there were no computers or engines around. That's the point of the puzzle. Yeah, of course, Rugby 2 is not obvious. I'm not too bummed that I missed that. It's a very, very, I mean, fantastic idea though. Yeah, Wolfgang, I don't think you should study theory at all. What I would suggest studying is mastery games. So there's lots of books, like the classics are a couple books written by Irving Chernev, like Most Instructive Games Ever Played, and The Logical Chess Move by Move. Those are great books that are more about like chess strategy and how to play good chess. And if you want to take notes on the lessons you learned from those games, then I think that's great. Or like save like key positions in like a database or like Lichess study, or like if you want, you can draw it out. I think that would be fine. But yeah, taking notes on the opening moves, it's really, really not gonna help. It's just too many options in the opening. There's just like thousands and thousands of moves. You'll never remember anything. You're still gonna be out of book on move 5 or 6, and you're gonna have to play chess from there. So it might feel like you're getting some stability by memorizing some moves, but really it's not. What I would recommend is watching our video on opening principles, which you can find on our new site, Exclam Courses, and and then watch the opening principles lesson. I think that will help much more in terms of how to play the opening. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things. I think a lot of people do make that error. And I often see that question, sadly, on Reddit. Like, hey guys, how do I memorize all these opening moves? I've been playing chess for like 3 weeks and I'm trying to like learn some openings. Because it's really hard because there's not a lot of clear information out there. And there's many, many people spreading unhelpful advice. But I mean, I totally get it. It's like not. I think you see the same thing in other domains as well. Like fitness is one that comes to mind where you can find all kinds of fitness advice all over the internet, and it all kind of like a lot of it just like will like contradict itself. And so yeah, you have to be really careful who you take advice from. Well, we've been playing for 5 years. I mean, that's okay. Honestly, that's just the beginning. Chess is. I think it's like golf. They say like you have to play for 5 years before you can possibly be at like any level in golf. It's like just takes a long time. It's a very, very deep game, and there's lots of ideas, and there are no grandmasters that haven't been playing for longer than 5 years. Even the youngest ones, they all started like super, super young, and they played a bunch of chess, lots and lots of chess. Oh. Well, I mean, that's okay, honest. I mean, people that are newer to chess are not going to have great ideas about chess improvement. I think that's very logical. Was Prague and IM in 9? Are you sure about that? Not that like 10 years old is any less impressive, but let me see. But Mishra got it at 10. I think Mishra's the youngest. So Prague must have also been at least 10. Right? Again, not that 10 is not like amazing, but again, these people have been playing for many years at this point. Yeah. I think it's not that crazy, Tesla. I mean, I think a lot of players started um, definitely around 4 or 5 is what I hear. It's pretty common. I started, I think, at 4.5. I learned the rules and played my first game. But I think a lot of players are. Start at like 4, 5, 6, I think is the typical. From what I hear, from what I've heard about like from like title players and you know, grandmasters and stuff. I'm sure there are also lots of club players who started when they were younger, but okay, they just never like really took it all that seriously. Yeah. Dang. Okay, so let me make sure I download this one. Yeah, definitely feels like I missed this one. So King H2 takes Bishop D4. Nice. And then what? White's up the exchange there. Queen takes, Rook takes A3. Yeah, Shanky started at 11. And he's a great example that you don't have to start super early to get extremely strong. I mean, forget about like 2700, like where he is now. I mean, I think a lot of people already think if you start at 11, it's like really hard for you to get even to like GM. But the fact that he not only got like GM, like 2600, 27, even 2600, I think is already insane. Even if it started any age, you get to 2600 is insane. But especially if you start on the older side. Yeah. Yeah, what do you mean letting? I mean, that sounds great, Oinus. What's the problem? The issue is, if you have to push them to do it, that I think that's a problem. It's probably not going to work. But if your 7-year-old wants to study chess, I would say like, oh man, that sounds like a blessing. Yeah, I don't know, German. I don't know. I think it's like, I think it's possible. It's just very hard, of course. Yeah, but with hard work, 10 years. 10 years, tops. What do you mean it's not possible, German? What are you talking about? Joseph Blackburn didn't learn chess until he was like 35, and he was like one of the greatest players. Okay, I made up the 35 number, but it sounds believable. If I didn't admit to making it up, it would sound so I don't know. But it would be an insane amount of work. So it's not really worth thinking about it, I think. Yeah, I mean I think the goal, I think, should just be to like get better at chess without thinking about uh the title. Even right now, like obviously I want to make the GM title, but uh you know, if I work really hard and then my peak rating is like 2430, it's still fine. Like I'm happy to like improve at the game and like learn new ideas and feel like I'm getting stronger or wiser. Like that to me, that's the enjoyable part. The title, of course, I mean, it's like, a huge achievement, but I think the real goal should just to try to get, a little better. Just try to get a little stronger. I think that should be the goal no matter what. regardless of what your title ideas are, any title plans involve getting better at chess. That's the commonality in all these. Doesn't matter what your goal is. The key part of every person's goal is they got to get better from where you're currently at. So yeah, Fisher, I agree. I think that's an awesome feeling. Oh man, Siddhartha, that sounds tough. It sounds like you should expand your repertoire. that's that's a deal breaker for your wife. You got to play some more openings. Yeah, sounds pretty simple actually. You're playing d4. You gotta play e4. E4. That's your answer. Yeah, Wolfgang. I think note taking can be good, but you have to study the right things, right? So I think the most useful stuff is just the games of really good players, especially if you can read their notes and or read the notes of a nice author, a nice annotator, and try to pick up some ideas for the game. Oh, in this game, White sacrificed a pawn because they wanted to focus on developing their pieces. Oh, in this game, Black traded off a bishop for the knight to control a key square, or because the bishop wasn't. You want to take notes on concepts and themes rather than, oh, in this position, the book move is this. In this position, the book move is this. That's just never gonna get anywhere. It's just .com rating comparable to FIDE rating. It is, but it's just averages, right? So it's like, personally, for me, it isn't. Like if someone tells me their chess.com is 1800 or whatever, that doesn't really tell me a lot about their OTB rating. You know, for all I know, it could be 1200 or it could be 1800 or it could even be 2100 and they're just bad at online chess, right? So I don't know. I think the best thing to do is to play OTB and just find out for yourself. I think that's the thing to do. I'm not sure, Charvel. Maybe that's something that other folks can answer. Yeah, exactly what Fisher said. I don't agree with Fisher on everything. I don't agree with Fisher on most of the, definitely all the non-chess stuff. I don't agree with that. The chess stuff, I mean, he played some good games. But Fisher Seb in the chat, I agree with what they're saying. Just to make the context very clear. So you could have like a 1700, right? Chess.com, 1900, TB, 19. Yeah, so a ton of variants. What's the difference between USCF rating and FIDE? So the difference is the organization that's kind of like overseeing the tournament. So the FIDE is for like international events, like a country's championship. Actually, it doesn't even have to be a special event. Almost any open event can be FIDE rated. But most countries have their own rating federation. So the U.S. has one, England has their own, Canada, and so on. And I think the reason is because they want to have their own federation. Also, FIDE charges a fee to rate players. And so it's cheaper for countries to just do it on their own because it's the organizer that's paying for the tournament. It's not like the country of the United States is paying for it. It's just these random organizers that then have to pay FIDE to get their events rated. So what people often do is they only like have the open section that's FIDE rated because for players that have a FIDE rating, it's kind of more important for them for high rated players. But yeah, ultimately it's not a big deal. If you play enough tournaments, you will eventually get a FIDE rating. Most players, they just get a USCF rating. They have no use for a FIDE rating. So yeah. Can you be a title player? Yeah, the US has their own title. So 2200, you get the National Master title. And you don't need a FIDE rating for that. Yeah. You do need a FIDE rating if you're trying to get like an FM title or an IM title or a GM title. But there's no reason you like have to worry about it now. Right? If anything, the correct strategy would be to get as good as you possibly can before you play any FIDE events. Because then once you do start playing FIDE events, you will start off higher and you won't have to like climb, right? Because it's kind of harder to climb FIDE because there's fewer FIDE events, right? So if you start playing FIDE tournaments when you're like 2200 strength, then you'll start off higher. Problem is that's very difficult because if you get to 2000 USCF or 2100, 2200, at that point you're going to be playing open tournaments most likely, and you're probably going to be playing some sections that are FIDE rated. So it would be kind of hard to avoid, and I wouldn't even suggest thinking about it because at some point you're going to get a FIDE rating. It's going to go up if you do well, it's going to go down if you don't, right? But still, the key part of all this is you got to get better at chess before any of this happens. Yeah, there's really no reason that you need a FIDE rating. Yeah. And it's also actually not something you have to sign up for. In order to play a tournament in the US, you have to be a member of the US Chess Federation. And if you play a tournament that happens to be FIDE rated, it'll just get rated automatically. You don't have to do anything or sign up for FIDE or anything like that. Yeah. Now, if you want to play in a different country, right, then they might have you create a. No, actually, I don't think they would. I think you would just be an unrated player, and that's it. You would just be in their tournament as an unrated FIDE player, and then they would submit you to FIDE, and that would be like your first FIDE tournament performance. So yeah, there's no sign up involved really. For the U.S. Chess Federation, you do have to sign up. You do need like a membership to play tournaments, which is probably true for most other countries as well, like Canada and England and so on. Yeah, Ghost, actually, I would suggest a couple things. I would suggest playing a lot of games. I would suggest watching this video that I'm going to post in YouTube, where David goes through a lot of extremely useful stuff for players trying to get better. I would also suggest checking out our new site, chessdojo.shop, where we have a great lesson from David on opening principles, which is a very, very useful topic for beginners. I actually have a course on there as well. That's great for players up to like 1500 chess.com too, that you can check out. What kind of photo won't FIDE except for user picture? I don't know. I've never submitted a photo to FIDE. I assume they want a headshot. How does one find USCF tournaments in your area? uschess.org has listings. I'll put that in the chat. They have listings for tournaments at a national level and local level. By state, I think you can find them. You can also check out chesstour.com. They run a bunch of tournaments all over the country. and they should have their schedule there up on the site. Yeah, Siddhartha, I have a Chessable course already. Endgame Studies 101. I wonder if it's still. Oh, there we go. Yeah, links in the chat. So we got course and then we got courses. Hmm? Right. Okay, so guys, I think I'm gonna be actually wrapping it up here pretty soon, but this was a fun stream. Thanks for hanging out. Some good puzzles. I'll let you know how I do. I'm actually gonna be back here tomorrow training again with Mitch. Mitch is gonna help me. I'll be solving the puzzles OTB. He'll be kind of like setting them up and solving them with chat. But the plan is to continue training pretty much every day, actually. I've got a nice streak going. Tomorrow I'll be training at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Before that, though, we're going to have our regular viewer rapid tournaments, which are going to start around 10 a.m. Pacific time. So if you want to play some rapid chess and get your games commentated on live by David, who's also on this channel, then tournaments are going to be starting around 10 a.m. tomorrow. We'll have a couple different sections. It's going to be rapid chess. And tournaments are always super fun. Just show up here tomorrow, 10 a.m. There'll be !play in the chat. Oh, the section's already set up. You have to be a member of chess.com/club/chessdojo to participate, but that's open to everyone. It's just an open club on chess.com, but you got to join the club to participate in any of the tournaments. I would also suggest for you guys to join the Discord, where you can find info on all the events and upcoming streams that we're doing. We also have our schedule under the stream. We've got the new shop. We got the Twitter, where we make some announcements as well. So lots and lots of links to follow and engage with Chess Dojo. Yeah. Alrighty, guys, let's see. Who are we going to be rating tonight? Let's see, maybe we rate Gary. Yeah, Andrew, exactly. If you're playing the tournament, we typically ask that you mute the stream. Mainly so you can just focus on your game, right? We just think like if you're listening to anything that's not like, soft music or kind of music that keeps you focused, I think anything at all is going to be like distracting. So we really just just offends our sensibilities as chess players and coaches. But also, yeah, if your game gets commented on, then you definitely don't want to hear any hints while you're playing. And you yeah, definitely don't want your opponents either. Hey, not DMV, how's it going? Actually, we are just wrapping up the stream. Okay, actually, I'm gonna rate this channel here. I'm not sure who this streamer is, but they seem to be doing puzzles. So that sounds good. My philosophy is very simple. If they're doing some instructive stuff, then we rate them. That's it. So enjoy Shimi. Let them know Dojo says hello, and yeah, drop them a follow if you like their stream. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I will catch you all next time. Take care.